right, our next storyteller is in fantastic outfit. If you haven't gotten a view, you're going to get a treat in just a moment. She is in her traditional wear. Phan was born and raised on a farm in Cambodia. She now lives in Lenox with her husband, who's an American journalist, and her 8-year-old son, and cooking brings her joy. Please, big warm welcome for Phan.
Hello everyone. My name is Phan. I am from Cambodia. I live all of my life in small town in Cambodia. Then I met Jim Brook. He is a journalist. At that time, he worked for English language newspaper in Phnom Penh. After 2 years, we got married. A year later, our son George was born in 2016. Jim got a new job and we moved to Ukraine in August of that year. When George was 3 months old, Jim worked for an English language news site, The Business News. We live in the capital in Kyiv. I went to a food market and cannot find the same fruit and vegetable I had used in Cambodia. I cried and told my husband that I wanted to go home to Cambodia with my son George. Bye-bye, Jim. After 6 months, I met Alina, a Cambodian woman who took me to the Asian food shop in Kyiv. I was so happy to see food that I know how to cook, and Jim was happy too. I decided to stay. It got cold in September and October. Very cold. It was much colder than here. We bought warm clothes. I wore 3 pairs of socks and 3 sweaters to keep warm. When my parents saw me on the FaceTime phone, they said, "Why do you wear so many clothes? You look like a cabbage." When my son was 1.5 years old, he liked to read an ABC book, saying the letter out loud, but he did not talk. He started to talk when he 2.5 years old, saying that we took George to kangaroo club and a baby club. George did not like a noise there and did not like being with a lot of kids. We took him to a doctor and asked the doctor why George did not like a noise and a lot of people and why he was slow to talk. He said George would start talking when he was older. We took George to the same doctor 5 times and asked him why George did not eat much food and why he did not have to go to toilet every often. He said George should eat vegetable and fruit. The doctor said George was hearing many languages: Ukrainian, Russian, French, English, and the Cambodian language, Khmer. 1 year later, a French woman, Celine, a teacher, helped George. She said that maybe George has autism. She was the first person to say that. Jim told me that children with autism do not like annoy a lot of people. They are slow talking and play alone. When I heard that, I cried. I asked him, what should we do to help George? Celine, Jim, and I talked together. She said that Jim and I could help George. She said that people in Ukraine do not know how to help children with autism. Then Jim made a plan to move here, to move in London, where he grew up. It was also where Jim's sister lives, and teach autistic children. Before we moved, Jim got very sick with COVID. He had to be in the hospital for 1 week. He came home but was still sick sometimes. Then one day before we moved, I was parking in the kitchen and Jim was parking in his office. George pushed out a window screen and fall out second-story window. He broke both arms and elbow. We took George to the hospital and we stayed here 1 week. We changed the date of our ticket. We are happy to be in the US, where George could get help his autism. And today, George is 8 years old and he third grade. He gets a lot of help at school. We are happy to be here, and thank you, Lednet and Coral, my teacher, and for all of help.